My God, I don't know who said that the creators of Dustbowl don't know how to make comedy, because yesterday I was laughing in tears after reading what they put out on their official Twitter. The first line was enough to make me laugh. It's probably the shortest joke in the world. Message from Red Thread to our community. What community? What are you talking about? Like, your game has more pronouns in it than people playing. No one is playing your game. You do not have a community. If you want to send them a message, it would actually be more easy and personal to just DM them. Like, you can actually have access to the data of the people who bought it from Steam, and you can just personally contact every single one of them. And of course, you know, in typical social justice fashion, comments have disabilities. Like, how can the peasantry ever talk to the aristocracy? But it's kind of funny to see that the aristocracy now, they have no subjects. Like, they're alone on an empty island. They're like Gilligan on his island, you know, Robinson Crusoe being the king of literally nothing. So, yeah, they have a message to our community. Since we first announced Dustoborn, we've read your comments and listened to your feedback, hopes and wishes for the game. Who are they talking about? Like, do they suffer from schizophrenia and hear voices and see people? There were no comments. Like, this is how I know that you're full of shit and outright lying. If this was a court case, there is this thing like where, you know, if a person lies, then it's assumed that everything else they say is also a lie. So, like, they lose all the trust. This is you right now. Like, you're already lying to me from the beginning. It's like, our community, we read your there are no messages. Over the past 4 years, our team has poured their hearts in telling a story that is deeply meaningful to us. Well, yeah, this is what I love. It's like deeply meaningful to you, but not to the customers. A story about the power of words, about building a world where everyone can feel safe, and about love, friendships, and robots, of course. Yeah, everyone can feel safe except the people you hate. Like, the song you created in the game is literally, we walk amongst you, we're right behind you. If I remember correctly, it was like, your time has passed, your kind won't last. Yeah, I wouldn't feel very fucking safe with people singing that song, Jesus Christ. We expected Dustoborn to spark conversation and debate. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, because like, you're not interested in a conversation. Like, I cannot converse with you. If I wanted to post a reply, I cannot. And looked forward to engaging with our players in a positive and constructive fashion. Unfortunately, that conversation has been drowned out by a tidal wave of hate and abuse. Dude, your entire game is filled with hate and abuse. Your main character in the game uses the power of bullying, gaslighting, and what's even interesting, it's cancel culture, which you describe as the ability of isolating others from their support groups. You have created a game that's oozing with hatred. Like, I can go on 4chan and look for some of the most hateful people that I can find, and they will still pale in comparison with the main character from your story. And the reason that you think your main character is good, because, like, that's what baffles me. You know, if this was a satire on social justice, if this was basically you trying to make a game like Warcraft 3, where you get to play Arthas, and it's obvious that he is written as the villain, but you're forcing the player to play as the villain, right? You're not doing any of that. No. You are trying to portray your characters in a positive light while making them some of the worst hateful bigots that the world has ever seen. Engaging in tactics such as bullying, harassment, gaslighting, and they're also vindictive people. Now, the reason why they do it is, like, you need to understand social justice morality or woke morality, right? They believe that a person is good or evil based on their ancestors. So none of the actions that you do, you are born that way. Like, you're literally either born good or you're born evil. So because the main character is a refugee of color, like, she was born good. So anything she does, literally anything, is 100% justifiable. She will always be punching up, even if she becomes as rich as Oprah. Like, none of her actions actually matter. None of the things that she does in life actually matter. Because she was born correctly. Like, she was born privileged in social justice, right? So this is why they don't understand that if you take a character and you make them as unlikable as possible, and they're using these tactics, normal people will be put off and they will wonder, like, why are the writers such hateful bigots? Because as you're saying, this is your story. Like, you're using these characters as virtual tubers, if you will, in order to push your ideology, your hatred, and your bile, and then you're surprised that people don't like your game. Even minorities don't like your game. No one does. Like, you need to be such a hateful, unhinged person in order to sympathize with these characters that were created. Again, they're singing songs like your time is past, your kind won't last. Like how can you sing this unless you're an actual villain? This is something that I would expect Goebbels to sing on the streets of Germany while going into the Jewish corner. You know, like, it makes no sense why any type of positive character would sing something like that. We welcome thoughtful feedback and respectful criticism. We embrace discussion and debate, but we have zero tolerance towards hate speech. Harassment and threats of any kind, those who engage in such behavior will be removed from our community. Now, notice how they're not saying they're getting any of this. They're just, like, giving you a warning in order to try to make it look like, oh yeah, like, we're swamped with hatred. No, you're not. I have followed you guys on all of the social media accounts. I haven't seen a single hateful post. And one of the reasons is that people can't post hate towards you because you're not even engaging in conversations. I just want to point out, like, 6.6 million people have seen this, and yet no one is still playing your game. Because, like, this is a message not for the community, right? Because they don't want to talk with the community. This is a message for the journalists, for the kotakus, which immediately decided to talk about this, right? Oh my goodness, a company is getting harassed. I love how in 2024, like, harassment is now applied to companies. Because I can understand, like, towards people. But, like, okay, if you say I don't like McDonald's because they're making shitty burgers, that's harassment to McDonald's now. So, Kotaku writes about that. They're horrified. But when social justice activists go after Grooms' family, crickets. Oh, no one cares. I see. Interesting. So yeah, like, Kotaku is publishing it like that. They're basically trying to milk some PR. They're trying to tell, but like, the problem that they have is that it's not like they're a fringe game that people don't know about it. Everyone knows about this game. Like in fact, making fun of your game is more profitable than the game itself. Though, to be fair, they did get government grants, so someone still got chunkla, they got fed with the money from the taxpayer. So I guess the only people that have been conned here are the taxpayers, but we're still getting entertainment, because I can still watch other content creators who are suffering by playing your game. I do think that the United Nations should classify this game as torture. I'm not kidding. Like, if you are in Guantanamo and you would force prisoners to play this game, that should be inhumane treatment. That, like, no, seriously, if I was in Guantanamo and they would say, we are going to torture you now, do you want waterboarding or to play this game? I would be in a pickle, because I would actually have to think. Like, I would, how much time do I have to come to the decision? Like, it's very difficult to come up with an answer right away, right? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.